Okay. Hello.
Look, hey everybody.
Hello.
Got people on.
Hey, y'all.
We're gonna get started. See, I can't talk already. I already can't talk. This is why I like to be behind the camera. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's right behind. So you'll have to go to the highest and then back down to the lowest. Do you see it?
My service is.
There we go. Mhm. Okay. Hey,
Hello.
everyone. What should
You
I
ready?
request?
Hey guys, I'm Nina Nicole,
And I'm Michelle Young.
and we are the full package.
Not us
I
harmonizing
know.
already.
Thank you guys for joining us again on our live. If you weren't here last time, we are going to be going over what you need to be doing as an artist, what we do with our TV show, The Full Package, what we're looking for, all the fun events that we have coming up. So, Michelle.
Well, we cannot go any further without talking about the biggest event to start 2025 in the Hampton Roads area, which is our premiere. So, January 11th, if you don't already know, we've posted on our page. The tickets are available as well. We are having our grand premiere of the audition episodes of the Full Package Contest VA. So feel free to check our page out. It will be located at the FFX Theater. That's the Family Fun Experience Theater in Virginia Beach. That's down on the oceanfront. So we're going to be having a great time, an amazing preview. You come out. This is a black and white attire event.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna have a good time. The contestants are gonna be there. Our celebrity contestants who we love, they're gonna be there with their families, friends. Also, if you are thinking about becoming contestant of season 2, this is a great time to come out and kind of get a sneak peek of how things are run with the full package and come out and meet us.
Yeah. It's going to be so much fun. Like, just being able to be with everybody and see everything that they've done. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see it. But also, a new thing that we're doing is starting in January, we are going to be having live song reviews of you guys, the songs that you send us. So, we're going to have you guys send your songs to our email at the full package Gmail. So it's the full package contest at gmail.com. And you guys can send us your songs starting now, starting tonight. And in January, we're going to be doing live reviews of your music. And potentially also, you may get a slot in season 2. So make sure that you send us your music and we're going to check it out and do live reviews. But we're super excited for that. Also, just building the community and building more opportunities for the artists in the area. So
yeah, it's really important to us. These song reviews are, this is not for us to sit and critique. We know there's a lot of celebrity artists that do reviews. Our intentions are to bring awareness of kind of a little bit of the cheat code of exactly what the full package is looking for, what
Yeah.
we consider the full package, as well as for us to get to know you as artists. There's a
Yeah.
lot of artists we know in the area. There's a lot of artists that we don't know. And we want to hear your music. You see us out in the community all the time at different events.
Yeah.
You know, we try to talk to as many of you as possible, but we want to highlight our Virginia artists and particular songs. So if you have a song that you really, really want to get put out there, feel free to send it to us. We will be doing everything live. We're
Yeah.
going to be listening to it for the first time live and just kind of going through and giving different aspects of our input. So yeah, please, please, please go on now to the email and go ahead and submit now for January.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. It could be any genre. You could be a producer, you could be a songwriter, instrumentalist. Go ahead and submit your music. And it's not even just us, reviewing it, but it's also a platform for you guys as well. And we're building network opportunities, the people that we know, the people that you guys know, just building everything up. So Okay.
And speaking of song competitions, there's been a lot of buzz lately over the release of Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah,
Nina,
that's
have
a
you
good show.
seen any of the episodes yet of the new season that came out?
I have. So I saw the entire first season, and then I saw like the first implementation of the first couple episodes that they came out with. But the fact that that's one of the biggest original songwriting competitions that's out right now as well really ties into what we're doing. Now they
Yes.
do primarily hip hop and rap, and then we have any genre, which we have a lot of singers too. But if you guys go on Netflix and you watch Rhythm and Flow, you can see a good idea that's already out about what we're also doing. Now, they go on there, they have to write music, they have to come up with new songs, all of it's original music, and we're doing the same thing. And to where we relate to that is it's not like American Idol or The Voice where they're singing
Yes.
cover music. So the fact that there's already a basically a template that is out right now and it's popular and people are
Yeah.
enjoying it, like this is also a really big thing for us because we know that it works and that
Yes.
we're able to get that exposure to the artists that come on to the show as well.
Yes, and the goal, just like Rhythm and Flow, we want to hear the artist stories.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of competitions, which we love those too. I love The
Yeah.
Voice. I love American Idol. You know, I love them for what they're meant for.
Right.
You know, but having competitions where you're actually getting people's stories, memories, their pain, their trauma, their fun experiences, their dreams. I mean, it is nothing better than actually being able to connect to an artist. And I love hearing a song that'll make me cry
Yeah.
or that'll make me have an amazing memory of my own. And you do find in that moment you can have this connection to that artist whether you know them or not, because you're like, man, I know
Yeah.
exactly how you felt in that moment and what you might have been going through when you wrote that song, or maybe somebody else experienced it and you wrote it because of that. But
Yeah.
it just that's why I really like Rhythm and Flow for that
Right.
purpose. I think there are some differences in how the full package is run versus how Rhythm and Flow operates.
Yeah.
One of the biggest differences is obviously if you're picked up for Rhythm and Flow, you are there, you're on set during that time, and you're there until you're no longer a part of the competition.
Right.
Whereas, our artists here in Virginia, they had their 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
They had their, significant others. They had their kids, their families. They had to operate their everyday life while incorporating the competition, which, it was very, very challenging. At one point, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Thrills.
Hi, Mr. Thrills.
Hey.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So it's at one point, I even challenged myself in the middle of the competition, which you'll probably see videos of that,
Yeah.
to basically write a song. And I'm not, everybody knows I don't get out here and perform. I'm not an artist, but I ended up doing it. And man, I told everybody that was so difficult. Like
Yeah.
juggling life, trying to write it, find time to record, and find time to practice it. It was so difficult. So we're adding an extra element of, something very unique
Yeah.
with what they have to. It's just how the logistics of how they're having to add this into their lives.
Yeah, for sure. And then another part of it too, right, is on Netflix, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they have their producers, engineers, like all that kind of stuff. Those people are directly at hand to
Yes.
help them immediately when they're recording, when they're doing all that stuff. For the full package, specifically season 1, all the contestants, they were provided with, a beat pool and like all that kind of stuff, but they had to figure out how to record their own music. They had to figure out how to get everything mixed and engineered and made their performance tracks and all that kind of stuff. So we asked for a lot from them. We did.
Yeah, we
But
did.
it was literally like months on months on months of them. Okay. Because we're live right now.
We are live.
Her dog just farted and left.
He
But you know
totally
what?
did. We were trying not to laugh, and I'm like,
We're humans.
He would drop a bomb and then just get out the recording.
You're rude.
Like
You're
we supposed
rude.
to act right.
Anyway, so we're classy here, being professional.
The dog is not.
So yeah, but so they had to like literally figure out how to get themselves recorded, performance tracks, all that. And then, they were really showing how much dedication that they had by doing all this, and then coming every single Sunday, every 2 weeks, and performing in front of the whole judges panel. Another thing that I do like too is on our judges panel, we had different types of people within the music industry.
Yes. Hold
So
on, we got a little question. Yes, we are both barefoot. For the individual who just messaged, we are definitely we are comfortable. We are in my
Yes.
house and living
we're
in our
comfortable.
comfortable life. Anyway, keep
But
going.
yeah, so the judges panel, we had Dizzy the host. She's an
Mhm.
international hostess and
Shout out
MC.
Dizzy.
Yes. And so she runs shows all over the world. She hosts them, she procures them. So it was really important because she has that worldly sound. Like
Yes.
she throws shows everywhere. And so specifically one of our contestants, I'm not going to say too much, but some of the other opinions was like, that music's kind of weird. And then where her opinion came in was like, no, like if you haven't been to Europe, so
Yep.
you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
But so a lot of our judges, we had Roberta Lee. She is a country music artist. She's also part of the Recording Academy.
And the Black Opry.
Yes. And then we had Kobe High, aka a vampire.
The
So
local
he-
famous vampire
Yes.
artist.
So he's a great artist. And then just having his personality as a judge as well was amazing. We had Hannon Lane. He's a Grammy nominated producer. He's worked with Timbaland, Madonna, Rihanna. You'll see how many people he names in the TV show. And then we had Capo Santana, and he worked with G Unit. He's a great artist too. But yeah, our judges panel like was very much like multifaceted
Yes.
to where on Rhythm and Flow, I do love the judges that they bring,
Yes.
but a lot of them are predominantly artists as well.
Yes.
So just having those different opinions like and perspectives, I think was pretty awesome, honestly.
And getting some of the input on the business side
Yeah.
is very important, because obviously as artists, your music is extremely important, your image is important, having great producer. If you're not your own producer, that's important, but also understanding the business side.
Yeah.
And we wanted to incorporate different aspects, along with having some of our judges alone had a lot of experience on the business side of music too.
Yeah.
And they were available to talk after every recording. Artists would go up to them. They were very approachable, and they
Yeah.
could give them advice, give them advice about business aspects, about music aspects before the next week. We wanted to make sure that this was also a nurturing environment. Did
Yeah.
everyone win? No. Were there people that were upset along the way? I'm sure.
Yeah.
And yes, because obviously not everybody won. But, what we hope to gain is that even the people that were the first eliminations on, that they gained experience, that they gained connections, and, that they learned some things about themselves, and also, learned some things about the business side from our judges.
Yeah. Ooh, the first 2 episodes.
So the first two,
Oh, we got 2 coming.
we
Okay.
got a couple comments to take a look at. Hey,
Kevo!
Kevo.
A Vampire Slay? Was that about Kobe?
Yes, that was
Oh,
yeah.
right. Kevo's a dope artist too. You better be
Yes.
on season 2.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey.
yes, Mr. Thrills. He's popping in the area too.
Yes.
My whole world.
Yep. He's done. He's doing 100 shows, and I know it's almost the
Yeah.
end of December. This is exactly why Nina and I are doing this. People, artists like Mr. Thrills, that he set a goal for himself this year
Yeah.
to do 100 shows. And the last time I saw him, I think he'd already hit 80.
Yeah,
some.
he's almost at his 100th show.
Yeah,
for
which
sure.
is honestly incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, that's really incredible for local artists, again, to add into your everyday life.
Right.
So, these are the type of artists, obviously you don't have to do 100 shows to get onto the full package, but that type of dedication and passion for what you do and wanting to set just dream goals
Right.
is, that's the type of artist that we're looking for.
Right. Come on, Kevo. Kevo
Oh.
said she's ready for this premiere. So, yeah, we're gonna be dressing cute. It's black and white tie affair. So we're dressing real fancy, real nice, and we're gonna, just be together and feel fancy and watch these shows together because we put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's January 11th. It's going to be at the Family Fun Experience Theater in Virginia Beach, and that's actually, on the ocean front. So it'll be real nice. It's starting at 4 p.m. So make sure you guys are there. You're on time. They're going to have free parking when you guys check in. You guys are going to get a parking pass, and it's going to be so much fun.
Yep, we'll
It's
be
gonna be
taking
amazing.
some pictures.
Yep,
So we're gonna
red
have
carpet
a really
pictures.
nice, beautiful backdrop to be able to have everybody come in and take some amazing pictures,
Yeah.
which is going to be the help of some of our team, Work Hard, Play Harder, who is in the building with us right now.
Hey.
We can't go any further without shouting them out.
Yeah.
So as you've probably noticed, our social medias have become a lot more engaging and
Yeah.
interactive and active. And so Nina and I, we have a lot of stuff we got to do. And so we needed to partner up with, a local, promotion and production company to be able to help us get the message out there. So
Yeah.
shout out to you both, Javon, Kayla, for coming on and going on this fun journey with
Being
us. And we
amazing.
appreciate you so much. And they do a lot of amazing things in the area for
Yes.
music artists, for fashion as well. So
Yeah.
definitely check them out.
Yeah. Yes. So Kayla had said the drama, emotions, all the stuff that was going on for the first 2 episodes. So once again, this is our very first season of ever filming a TV show. So that being said, these are the first episodes that we have ever filmed. So, we can plan for months and months and months. You never know what's going to happen until the day that you get there. So when we get there, doing sound checks, making sure that everything's good to go with the cameras and the production team, and you just never know what's going to happen at the venue. But I will say that one of the most amazing things that we started to learn even that first night was that people had thought that we had done this before. And that
Yes,
was
that's very
amazing.
true.
We were like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." And we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off trying to make sure that the sound is good to go, if the mics needed to be turned up, if the music needed to be turned up or down, whatever. And we're doing hand signals to everyone. We're like,
There were takes.
yes,
There were
definitely
definitely
takes.
several takes.
Yeah. It was, and then you have so many different types of people that haven't been around each other before, and no matter what. So for example, right, and I always bring this up, I'm in the military. So that first episode reminded me very much of going to like basic training, because
Yeah.
you're with a whole brand new set of people, but from the jump you have to work together.
Yes.
Like you have to be able to make it work and make everything turn out the way that it needs to turn out. and all whatever trials and tribulations that we went through, it was a new learning like lesson between episode 1 and episode 2 for sure.
Yeah.
But everyone, like, they were on top of their stuff, like taking accountability if something was going wrong, fixing it. um the contestants making sure that they were ready to go, had them right next to the stage,
Yeah.
that they were, and I understood their nervousness as well since I was hosting. And so whenever something was like going on, whether like we were stuttering or like just different stuff like that, being
Just life.
the first, I will tell you right now, the first episode, since I was hosting and I was on camera, I probably blacked out the entire episode just from being nervous. Just being nervous. But luckily it doesn't come off like that for the most part. But how did you feel about the live episodes, the first two?
I think the first probably hour or so, I was just in such a crazed mode because I'm a very
Yeah.
logistical person and my background is definitely in business
Yeah.
and, heavily into logistics. So I was just trying to run around, make sure everything was in its place, everybody had what they needed, just in that aspect. But I remember the first night, a very special moment where Ciroc Fox, who was Nina's co-host, and he's also a local comedian, so shout out Ciroc.
Yeah.
So he came over to me and he was just like, he's like, you guys did this. Do you see this? Like, he was just pointing out, and it was the first time that in the whole night that I kind of took a step back.
Yeah.
And I just looked around the room and I started crying. And
Yeah.
everybody knows me. I'm the crier. I will cry.
That's all right.
Not a bad cry, but I'm very sentimental about, seeing something come to fruition that is really promoting and celebrating, other people, and
Right.
especially in music. So I'm so passionate about music.
Yeah.
So it was a very emotional moment for me. And, I took a video. I stopped and I took a video, standing in the room, and my heart was just pounding out of my chest. And I was
Same.
just like, wow, this is like really incredible. And then also fear.
Yes.
Fear comes in like, are we going to be able to maintain this?
Yeah.
And, I really want this to be something special that can go on and on and on, for years and years and years to come. And, even just seeing the artists went through their own host of emotions, going to the back.
Being
see
backstage.
them. My gosh, like their nervousness and, us going back and hugging them and encourage them, like, don't be nervous, but also I'm about to throw up.
Yeah. Right.
But we don't need you. We don't want you to be nervous, because we already know you're amazing. So,
Yeah.
it was just a lot of fun just to kind of see their excitement and their nerves. And then, when they get on stage, seeing them shine in their own individual ways. It
Right.
was just an incredible experience.
Yeah. And I think another important thing too, like, we don't know how much like certain reality shows are scripted, but we know a lot of them are scripted. When I tell you our show is completely unscripted, everything that happened
Yes.
was caught on camera. Of course, we have post-production. But if you were there during the filmings of the first two live episodes, you saw everything that was happening, whether it came to, technical stuff we were dealing with. But another thing that made me realize, like, oh, dang, like, we're doing this, was that people would stay from the beginning of the filming day all the way into the end,
which was midnight.
like 6 hours. we would film for 6 hours and people would be sitting there
on a Sunday
the
night.
entire time. Yeah. And everything was scripted. Like, I remember, I think I had said this last time, but Ciroc had brought up those note cards. Did I bring this up last time? Yeah. He brought up the note cards and I was panicking and I took the note card from his hand. I was like, forget the note card. We're just going to go up there. We're going to be ourselves. We got this. Pep talk. And then, at the beginning of the first two episodes and every episode from then on, we also had like a pep, like circle talk with all the contestants backstage too. So
that was really special.
Yeah. It was
Really
very special. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So something that is important for like the artists, for people to notice you in the music industry, and I'm even learning this myself as a artist that's still working on my craft, is making sure that you put in the time to have quality. And this is something that I think too is like quality over quantity. So making sure that you're perfecting your craft, making sure that you learn, also like train your ear for the way your song is mixed and mastered, the way that the sibilance is when you're recording, if you need to back up from the microphone, if you need to be closer. Like there's so many different little nuances as an artist that people will notice. Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you half ass something, people are going to notice it. Most of the time if they're not like a professional classical like trained ear, they're not. But if it's like the bass is like about to blow out the back of your car, or like something crazy like that, you can't even hear what someone's saying in their music, that's noticeable to the entire crowd that's listening to you. So if you're putting out music that is honest, that means something to you, that has good quality, people are going to start noticing you and notice that you're taking your craft seriously. So that's something that I'm still learning myself, especially with me, being my own producer and recording myself. Like people get ear blind too. That's
Yes.
another thing. Getting ear blind. Make sure you get the opinions of the people that you trust. Because
Yes.
I be sending her music almost every week saying, please help me. So yeah, but just put in the effort that you want people to see you as. That's how you get noticed. No matter
Yeah.
what genre you make, no matter how many instruments you have in your track, if you're rapping or singing, as long as you put the effort into it, then people are they're gonna notice that and they're gonna take you seriously.
Yeah. Work on your technique outside
Yeah.
of your performances,
Right.
not during your performance.
Yeah.
And I actually was talking to Zeke, which shout out to Zeke. He's the head of our sound in
Yeah.
the full package. I was talking to him the other night after we went to an event, and he was talking about how the sound on the stage was so heavy
Yeah.
that it was actually a situation where he couldn't hear himself, but he
Same,
doesn't
yeah.
understand why, in those moments, why he has the best vocal nights.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there thinking about it, and I said, well, if you think about it, in that moment, you can no longer rely on the speakers. So you're in an experience basically like you're in your bedroom, like you're in your car,
Yep.
where you have the music all the way up blaring, and you're immersed into what is the emotions in this song.
Yeah.
And obviously, if it's your song, you're immersed into your emotions, your
Right.
feelings, your experiences. And so when you're on stage, you're singing in a way how you would sing if you were in your car, if you were in your
Yeah.
house,
Yep.
if you're in your closet.
Mhm.
You're immersed more into the raw emotions, and that's most likely from my perspective, because I go and see a lot of you perform. And
Right.
I will say a lot of times where I'll hear complaints, I can't hear myself, can't hear myself.
Yeah.
Then you are trusting yourself. And wouldn't you rather in music trust yourself? I get you need the equipment, you need stuff to work right. Feel
Yeah.
free to tell, the DJ, hey, turn my music down or turn my mic up.
Yeah.
But also, you know, stay connected to the emotions of why you wrote this song to begin with, because that's really what what the song, that's really how, when you're in your house, that's when you sing the best.
Right.
When you're in the shower,
Exactly.
you sing the best. So just stay connected on stage to to the emotions of it. That's
Yeah.
my best advice on how to get noticed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, quality, I definitely agree with you for sure. And you're not going to do it perfect the first time. It's never going to be perfect actually.
Mm-mm.
So you just have to try out stuff, experiment. And then another thing too that's super important is that be authentic. Like there's so many artists that try to be other artists.
Yeah.
Be yourself, whether that's in your image, whether that's in the words that you're speaking, people use samples and like all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But if you're consistently yourself, then people can't dog on you for trying to be someone else.
That's right.
So, but Kayla had asked, are there any branding tips that we can like give people? So if you're running a business, and we're still learning this also,
Yes.
if you're running a business or even just you as an artist, come up with like a cohesive, like even like a mood board or something, just something like
Yes, love that.
colors. Come up with what your motto is. One of the first things that we came up with was one of our mottos. And so one of them was if you're not, what was it? If you're not with us, you're against us.
So that was one of the people.
Yeah.
We were like, huh? No.
So,
No.
but that was
That was
more
about-
about just like, having people that are intentional
Yeah.
in your space.
Yes.
And then yeah, come up with your motto, come up with your colors, come up with and be consistent with it. Like you don't want to be looking at a professional business page or a professional artist page and it's all, willy-nilly. So definitely, and it gives people something to remember. It gives them something to tie it back to. So for example, like the full package. We were going through so many names, the whole package, we had some dumb names. I'm not even gonna name the rest of them. But yeah, like the full package. So that was like, oh snap. And then we had to check to see if it was trademarked or copyright. No one had it. So we have it.
Here we are.
And then our colors, like all that kind of stuff, our logo, like work with a good team. And also if you don't know how to do something, ask for help.
Yes.
And that is why we have work hard, play harder here. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Find people who, will do a press kit if you don't have one.
Yeah.
Do press kit, have your socials very active.
Yeah.
Maybe print out flyers for shows or, obviously make flyers for upcoming shows. The branding is not just who you are when you step on stage.
Exactly.
It's who you are unfortunately, we live in a social media world.
Right.
But don't forget, there's people in the area that do press kits. There's people in the area that can help you get articles. Put yourself out there to some of the local news platforms that bring on local artists.
Right.
And do a little audition with them so you can get your name out that way. But yeah, you got to treat it just like any big corporation.
Yeah.
Look at some of their formulas and mimic it.
Yeah. So another question that's coming up is what should artists focus on when it comes to them auditioning or competing, whether it's for our TV show or for other competitions? Once again, quality over quantity for me. That's my opinion. So if you go up there and Dizzy the host, you're going to see it. You're going to see it on January 11th. She says, one of my biggest pet peeves is do not come up here without a damn performance track.
Please.
The artists in this area, all over, brand new, independent artists, when you go perform, you need to have a performance track. You have to. Dizzy the host was actually the first person to tell me.
Yes.
Because she saw me performing at Hooked on Hookah and she was like,
did.
You have so much potential, but that dang performance track, girl. And I was just starting out and I was like, and it's a crutch.
Yes.
Is what it is. It doesn't allow you to show your true voice, to play around, all that kind of stuff. And my opinion is if you go on stage and your voice cracks or something happens, you're showing your authenticity.
Yeah.
Like also like go on stage and be within your true self. There was a situation that we had on the Full Package TV show where you could tell that the person wasn't genuinely dressing how they felt who they were. And so one of our judges, Dizzy the host, had pointed it out because that authenticity and who you are and the words that you speak, if you're on stage, you're literally vulnerable in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And we understand that. We understand that as well. And with me being an artist and she's constantly going out to shows and stuff with me as well. But to be like your true self on stage, people recognize that. So the quality of your music for sure. And then 2, be yourself on that stage. The stage is your playground. Definitely do that. When you're competing, like you don't have to, depending if that's what you choose, if you're singing like a ballad and you want to stand in the middle of the stage under a spotlight, have purpose behind what you're doing. If you're doing like a upbeat song, go interact with the crowd, make eye contact, go dance with them, grab someone, bring them on stage. Like just be what you need to be and be creative. You can't be scared on that stage. You can be nervous before you get on stage, but don't be scared on that stage because it's the lion's den.
Yeah.
But it's like also have fun. Like that's literally what I try to tell people is like act like you're in the bedroom and you're doing karaoke with your friends. But when you go up there like and you're competing, like be yourself.
Yeah. I like obviously have fun, but have a plan. Like
That too,
I
right.
have a plan in everything that I'm about to execute, no matter what it is. And as artists, winging it is fun in karaoke. It can be fun sometimes in an open
Mhm.
mic. But there's a different level of respect that I have for artists when I see them at different shows and I see that they've rehearsed specific dance moves.
Yeah.
They've rehearsed specific interactions with the crowd,
Yeah.
and it's like clockwork. And I like to see that, because that tells me, you're at home in front of a mirror
Yeah.
and you're practicing, and you're doing what the mainstream artists, what they're doing already. But yeah, have a
Mm.
plan. And again, bring other people into it.
Yeah.
When Nina has a big performance or Zeke does, we all get to come to my house
Yeah.
and watch the performance.
Yes.
Like, do this, do that. No, don't do that. Find people that will tell you the truth. There's
The
too many
truth.
people who will tell you what you want to hear. I don't want those type of people around me. I want people who are going to tell me what I need to hear in every aspect. And you should definitely, as a music artist, find those people. Those are your core people.
Yes. So we actually have a challenge for you guys, our viewers. If you can go ahead and comment in the live, what's one thing that you're going to do this week to stand out as an artist? We want to hear your answers, and we'll talk about it and see what you guys have to say. For myself as an artist, I actually just got done working with an amazing engineer, mixing and mastering my new song coming out in a couple weeks. It's called Puzzle Pieces.
Which is amazing.
Thank you. But his name is Zion Odinson at Soul Haven Studio, so I wanted to shout him out. But yeah, this week I can't just sit here and tell y'all to do stuff. I'm also needing to do stuff. So we're gonna hold each other accountable here. So whatever you guys are gonna do this week, I'm gonna go ahead and make content. I'm gonna do all that. But what are you guys doing? Okay. Ooh, okay. You wanna speak on that
Yes.
one?
Yeah. So obviously, with our big event coming up, like we said earlier, this is, it is a red carpet. It's a black and white attire event. We specifically, wanted it to be this way because we want to get fancy, because
Yeah.
we took this entire season very seriously. A lot of time and effort went into it, from the ground all the way up to what it is today. And we want to give everybody an excuse to get
Yeah.
all dressed up. So pull out them nice white suits, black suits, your nice,
Yeah.
nice shoes, dresses. As far as dresses, you can semi-formal or formal.
Yeah.
But definitely we want to be impressed. And as you know, at most red carpet events, people have very unique looks.
Yeah.
So feel free to kind of add something a little special that is specific to your style,
Yeah.
to your outfit or an accessory. But get wild, get wild.
Yeah.
We really want to see everybody
It's
have
giving
fun.
It's giving Met Gala.
Yes, Met Gala. Yes,
The budget.
yes.
Timu Met Gala.
Timu or Sheen Met Gala, which is hilarious.
Oh, we had a response.
Oh.
Ooh. Kevo said that she's practicing choreography. That's good. I need to get on that too, girl. Maybe we
Yes.
can meet up and figure something out.
Yes,
That's awesome. I love that.
We love that. And
Yeah.
I just want to say too, for a lot of the local artists, a lot of times we see you by default of um people that Nina performing or Zeke performing, different people
Yeah.
who will text us the flyers. If you're having specific events that,
Mhm.
is something that really special, you want us to know about it,
Yeah.
Please feel free to DM us and send us the flyer.
Yep.
Because that's usually the best way for us to kind of know as well. Cause I know for myself, I have 2 other businesses. I don't spend a tremendous amount of time on my social media timeline. So a lot of times I feel like I miss it unless Nina tells me. She'll be
Yeah.
like, hey, there's this event over here. But we want to still, come out and support you all. So Kevo, we want to see the next event. So we're going to need you to send a flyer to that next event so that we can come see your dance moves.
Yeah. Come on, Judy.
Well, we
Look,
know you have pipes.
Judy she be dancing, she be
Woo!
singing. I just
Same.
talked to her the other day and I was like, girl, there could be one person in the room or there could be 500 and she's going to perform the exact same way. She kills it every single
Literally.
time. Judy KO. Y'all check her out.
Literally blew my mind.
Yes.
First time I saw her, I was like, wow.
She's amazing. And her style too.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes. Fashionable.
Yes. That was good.
I know.
Yes. So honestly, like just like Michelle had said, even though it's like a black and white affair, we're dressing fancy, but also put your own little touch to it. Like we're all creatives are gonna be in that room. Like show us like whether it's your jewelry or you want to do some different kind of makeup or something. Like there was one episode I had jewels glued to my head. Like
She did, which was so cool.
Like definitely just be you. Dress fancy, but be you.
And that, obviously why we're saying this is because there's so many of you that are artists that are
Yeah.
going to be coming that have been part of the season and also would like to be part of the future season. And attire can really, it really does reflect who you are as an
It does.
artist.
Yeah.
And I can sit here and think of all the artists that were on season 1 and their particular styles.
Mhm.
And that was like they had certain signature outfits,
Outfits,
that really
makeup.
stood out.
Yeah.
And the makeup was incredible.
Mhm.
Hats,
Mhm.
those are really important, just like in mainstream
Yeah.
media. There's certain artists, obviously Prince was
Mhm.
one of my favorite artists growing up. And, Prince had a very specific type of style of how he dressed. He was
Right.
known, for, how he dressed, his hair. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's wigs, there's Prince wigs everywhere. We
Uh-huh.
saw one during the season.
Y'all will see it.
But, kind of take this opportunity to kind of dig within yourself style wise too,
Yeah.
and find, a certain signature fashion piece, or like Nina
Mhm.
said, jewelry, hair, hat, shoes
Shoes, something.
that you
Yeah.
feel, is reflective of who you are as an artist.
Yeah.
And, that you feel connects to the music that you make.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And
Nina's hair is hers.
Every time anytime I try to grow my hair out, fails every time. And people, if I wear a wig, people will not know it's me.
They do
They
not
never
ever
know that it's me.
They'll walk right past her, and I've
Even
laughing.
Kayla and Javon.
I know.
So,
Like, yeah.
but I had to learn as an artist that was one of my signature things.
Yeah.
Is that my head is shaved. And I know there's like a bunch of other artists, like Kevo has like a specific type of like bubble pop, like also grunge like kind of look, but everyone knows like that's her look. Like Judy KO wears like this kind of like vintage, but also like meshing these different styles together, like super cute.
Satiny.
So
She's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
look.
for sure. But yeah, so we cannot wait until it is January 11th. We see how you guys are looking. We're going to have our red carpet area with a nice backdrop. You guys are going to get some nice pictures taken. So make sure you're looking cute, you're looking good, but also feeling cute and feeling good.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And we're excited. We're looking for
Of
them
course.
outfits. This is
Yes.
the challenge to you all. We want to see the crazy outfits.
Yeah. 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 So Kayla had just asked about some of the stuff that Michelle and I specifically had went through, obstacles and just major stuff happening throughout the season that, that we had to work through together. I mean, even from the beginning, there's always something going on. I wouldn't say that there was like any major challenges that we don't work through on a daily basis, because we talk to each other literally every day. And if there's an issue, if she can't take care of it, I take care of it. If I can't, she does. Or most of the time we work on it together. I mean, all of this was new. Like we had to work on all of this together every single day. Every single day, whether we show up to the venue and the heat is not working and it's about 50 degrees in there.
Which did happen. It was 30 degrees.
Whether it was, trying to deal with odd situations happening, we're both very quick on our toes. like when it comes to that stuff, because she's obviously a business owner of other businesses, and then I'm in the military. And so when it comes to things that need to be taken care of quickly and figured out, we're like the perfect yin and yang when something needs to be figured out, whether you need to have emotional empathy, or you need to have sternness, or you need to have assertiveness, or if you need to be passive. Like, we both figure out, okay, who needs to take the baton on this situation, and who's the other
Which
person that needs to
role?
take the baton, right? So we're very much intertwined and like interchangeable in certain situations, and we know each other well enough to be like, hey, I'm not talking turkin I'm, I'm not talking to this person because it's not going to go well in this specific thing
Yeah.
that's going on, so you take care of it, or vice versa. Or when it comes to establishing like certain connections or networking, like if she knows someone, she'll go take care of it. If I know them, I'll take care of it, and then we'll do what we need to do. But can you think of any like major instances where we kind of had to like really, I don't know, like it was like a big hump?
I would say, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out here,
Mhm.
because this is gonna come up later in the season anyway,
Mhm.
publicly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one specific incident, we did have quite a major conflict,
That's
with
true.
one
Yeah.
of the contestants,
Yeah.
and it stretched you and I, our professional boundaries, our
Mhm.
legal boundaries, our
Yeah.
emotional boundaries. It kind of took it took a lot for
Yeah.
us to get through that situation, and to, because Nina and I are very kind people,
Yeah.
but also, we're very business minded,
Yeah.
and trying to find balance between being kind to people and understanding and empathetic,
Yeah.
and also sticking to contracts and agreements and holding other people accountable to what they agreed to and
Yeah,
to
that's
what
true.
policies and rules we put in place for the show.
Right.
I think that was probably one of the hardest things for us, because
Yeah.
a lot of people also assumed, we're two nice individuals,
Right.
like we can get away with it. We can do whatever we
Yeah.
want, or we can say whatever we want to them. And, to me, that was kind of our biggest challenge, is holding each other accountable too.
Right.
There was a lot of times where I was like, well, that's not a big deal. Let's, and Nina would be like, no. And at other times where she'd be like, well, I don't know if we, and then I would be the one that'd be like, no, we
Yeah.
absolutely need to stick to this. But, we did have one major conflict, which every TV show, I'm sure every
Yeah.
competition, you have one or a couple, incidents. Cause again, you're bringing people with different upbringings, different
Yeah.
mindsets, different experiences, different trauma, and you're bringing them all together,
Yeah.
and it is going to be bound to have some drama along
Oh,
the
for
way.
sure. I
And
think
I really think we handled it well.
yeah. And I think that's where I was coming from, thinking like there wasn't any like major things that we didn't work out, because we always end up working it out. But that was definitely one of the most um interesting and annoying situations that did
Everybody gonna
happen.
find out.
Uh,
Probably a lot of people may already
yeah.
know, but
But then another thing too is like Michelle and I are very much like, we're advocates when it comes to minority groups, when it comes to the LGBTQ community, when it comes to just like all that kind of stuff. And so throughout the season, once again, with there being many different types of people together, there were some times where we had to put our like mama hats on and really had to either confront someone about something, whether they were using the wrong verbiage or they were doing something or saying something disrespectful. So you'll actually see throughout the season some things come up, or some verbiage being used or being changed, and that was because once again there's different types of people coming together, and us coming together as the owners and business partners kind of rectifying or correcting some people on some things. So if you're definitely going to see it because it happened. So, but either way, yeah.
oh,
Thank you,
thank
Kevo.
you.
You know,
So
I'm not gonna let nobody play about that.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going to be very transparent, honest.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we made mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
Like, I remember distinctly one episode, it was the morning, everything was a disaster. Nina
Yeah.
was getting off a night shift at her work.
Mhm.
And I just quickly made what I thought was the best decision possible. And then when we got to the building, everybody on the team disagreed with me. And I was hot.
She was.
It was freezing in the building because there's no heat, but I
It
was
was
hot because I literally was like, well, if any of you would have answered your calls when I called, I was trying to get everybody else's opinion. I just made the best decision I could, but then
with what you had at that time.
with what I had, but I totally dropped the ball on it. I totally made a horrible decision, and it ended up causing like a high level of emotions that were unnecessary the first 30 minutes after we got there. But we made mistakes.
We've made
Definitely made
we
mistakes.
made mistakes.
And now we can laugh about them. But
Yeah.
during it was no laughing matter.
Right.
But the next, so we got a question here. What inspired you to focus on the originality for the full package?
That was like
That's-
the first idea that we brought up, and we were like, no, not cover music.
Yes.
No, like it has to be original music.
Yeah,
It has to
we
be.
wanted to do the opposite of everything that we disliked.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Dizzy.
Dizzy
Yes. Said handled it well.
Yes, we
Dizzy the
love
host
you,
said handled it
Dizzy.
well. You too,
Yeah.
girl. We couldn't do it without you.
We couldn't. Look, Dizzy
Literally.
was our go-to. We were on conference calls with Dizzy on
Yes.
Dizzy the host on a regular,
Yes.
because her experience for 20 years in running a music show already,
Mhm.
Show Me What You Got. It just, she was really, really our mentor through this process. But I would say we looked around, we watched the other competitions out
Mhm.
there, and we made lists. We don't like this, we like this, and we tried
Right.
to take a combination of what we loved and build it into something that was kind of our own, and make sure to
unique.
have accountability on the
Mhm.
things we didn't like, which the fairness, a lot of the
Yes.
competitions that are lacking fairness, they're already set up. People already know who the winner is before you even step in the building.
Right.
We wanted to avoid a lot of the local pitfalls of competitions that are in music.
Yeah.
Build a bridge also with the artists. We don't want to have a glass ceiling, glass
Right.
floor. We want to build a bridge, and we want us to be a team with, obviously this is a business,
Yeah.
and eventually we would like to make money off of this business,
Yeah.
right? But also the reason why we're doing this is so artists can also get their recognition to make money off of their business, 'cause
own
it's
music.
their
Right.
business.
Right.
So that's kind of was a point of passion for us,
Yeah.
of wanting to provide these opportunities that can build into people not working 2 or 3 jobs to
Mhm.
just pay for their music and just get by.
But even for them, like, and we've talked about this before, in this area specifically, we've talked about, New York, Atlanta, LA, like those are all hubs for music. The 757 should be a hub. It needs to be a hub, and it has the potential and the musicians and the artists and the creativity and the love. But we're not a hub because of whatever reasons. I don't know. I know a lot of people have their own opinions on that too, which I understand being an artist. But we're trying to create a platform because that's what we need in this area. We need literally the content. We need the exposure. We need them on TV screens. We need them on our radio stations. Like, we're creating, and we have already created a platform for people to have the opportunity to have their voice be shown to the world.
Yeah.
And you can only do so much putting your music out on streaming platforms. And something I brought up on my story the other day was, on Spotify, for one stream, you get 0.003 cents or something like that per
Wild.
stream. So, right, add another zero
zero.
behind the decimal. Like, we don't get paid anything to be an artist. And something I had said on my story, and a couple people commented back, was that I said that we don't do this for the money. We don't. We should be getting paid for it,
Yeah.
but we do it for the love. And that's why. Oh, go ahead, Javon. We got a comment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So Kevo said that the 757 needs to have basically a more open opportunity for different different genres and different types of music. And so we thank you for recognizing that we do that, Kevo.
and also provide opportunities to
Yeah.
make money. And,
Yeah.
Nina, myself, and Zeke were talking also the other day about that. We kind of had some, recent shows that they've been a part of. And, obviously, a lot of the shows in the area are not paid shows.
Yeah.
The artists have to pay a lot of times. And so, what I was kind of talking to both of them as artists is, look, with the show and with you guys as artists, we have to teach people who are running shows in the area how to treat artists.
Yeah.
You can't just assume that people know, because this is how it's been done in this area forever.
Yep.
So we're bringing a different concept to the table. We have to teach other people in a kind way, because
Yeah.
if you go in and be like, well, I'm not performing if you're not paying, but there's
Mhm.
ways to kind of work around that, to say,
Right.
hey, would you provide a free meal? Would you
Yeah.
start to slowly educate people on the worth of the local music
Mhm.
artists, and the music community is kind of one of our big goals. And
Yeah.
also for each individual artist, that's the business conversation that is really, really important. I know from my side of it as a
Mhm.
business person, you can kindly and respectfully teach people how to respect who you are as a
Right.
business person. Some of that is just as easy as having a manager,
Yeah.
having a manager, or and I'm just going to be honest and say this. You don't have to, your manager doesn't have to be somebody that you're paying $500 a month and 10% of everything you make.
Right.
It doesn't have to be that. It could be somebody who gives a shit about you
Yeah.
as an artist, who who comes to your shows, who is really good in business, and that you have a good, relationship with. And it can be it's about how it appears.
Right.
If people want to have you do 15 shows a month, okay, that's great, but there should be a point of contact. Some people, it's their
Mhm.
spouse.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's their best friend. Like a point of contact. Start to build your own image and brand, as we
Right.
talked about earlier. But also at the same time, we do have to educate people who are doing shows locally. We have
Mhm.
to teach them how these shows really need to be run, so that
Yeah.
they can then turn around and teach the venues.
Exactly. Right.
Everybody should win. The venue should win. The curators of the show should win, and the artist should win.
Mhm.
It should not just be so uneven.
Right.
And that's something that has really, really sparked our passion for
Yeah.
why we wanted to bring this awareness to the
Right.
area with the full package.
Right. And even like back to the quality thing, right? And there's the aspect, like one side of the coin of me being an artist and quality of making your music, but as the curators of these events and stuff like that, like that's why I love, and I know I keep bringing them up, but Work Hard, Play Harder. They're one of the people, like they actually truly care about the artists in the area, and they're not going to have you go up there and, sounding crazy, or it's not organized. Like if you go to these events and they're not organized, you they're running 2 hours behind, or like the sound quality is just atrocious. Like that also needs, there needs to be accountability on the people running the shows as well. And like we know that. And so the quality, don't bring people in and have them, take the time to come out on their evening and come perform and do something that they love to do, and then give them a platform that's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
and I know there's obviously sometimes where things happen, it's last minute, you got to fix it. But really, if you're going to run an event, and this was another thing, that the reason why we're doing the full package when we came up with it, was there needed to be another, not just like that we're creating a TV show, but even when the live studio audience like came, we had everything planned out. Bop, 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 bop. We had the set list. We had like people know what time they were going up. We like made sure everything was good to go. Like we made sure that the artist even had water backstage. Like there's so many things that would seem like they're common sense, but they're not being taken care of in the area. And we're hoping that us doing this is showing by example how other shows can also work alongside us. And no one's perfect. No one's perfect. There's always stuff to learn, and we are still learning things as well. But like you said, we have to kindly and like show examples of how to treat artists and musicians and creatives in our area specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a kind of about that time. We just want to
Yes.
recap a few things. Obviously, January 11th, again, just to recap, is our premiere. Please
Hey.
get your tickets now before they sell out. I know we've already had a lot of people that have been purchasing tickets. So you can go through our socials to the ticket link at the Full Package Contest VA on Instagram.
Instagram. Mhm.
Also, the Full Package Contest on YouTube to see our previous live as well as this one. And so, go get them tickets on the Family Fun Experience Theater website.
Yep.
They're $15 a ticket. There will be some hors d'oeuvres, and they also have their own food that they serve there.
Mhm.
There's going to be some cocktails, some wine, beer, and we'll just be hanging out and watching those episodes and spending time together
Yeah.
and celebrating this monumental evening. So please, 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 if you have any questions about the premiere or coming up, feel free
Mhm.
to DM the Full Package page.
Yep.
Nina, did you have anything else?
Yeah. So don't forget, we are starting our live song reactions in January. So make sure that you send your songs over to our email. It's going to be the full package contest at gmail.com. We're going to be listening to your music, shouting you out, doing some reviews. So yeah, make sure you email it to us. In the subject line, don't forget to put your artist name, the song title, and then also the full package song submission at the top. So starting in January.
Yep. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody.
Do we have a comment?
Oh.
You too, Kevo.
Kevo says she's proud of us. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. And we just want to do also a final shout out to our sponsors
Yeah.
and who we're partnered with. Again, Work Hard, Play Harder. Thank you for everything you all do. And Soul Haven Studios. John Zion, we really appreciate you coming on board. We have some exciting news about that we'll share a little down the road for how that's gonna play into our season 2. And so that's us singing it again. Yes, we're very, very excited and appreciate them as well as. Oh, look, there's Zion. Okay, so we just said you, Zion. His ears were burning, but yeah, we're really, really excited to have this opportunity to work with Soul Haven. And if you aren't familiar with their studio, they're located in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
And they have an incredible studio. It will blow your mind. You will walk in there and you will think that you stepped into some state-of-the-art studio in New York City or in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's really, really incredible.
It's wonderful. And they're great to work with also.
Oh my gosh. Just such good people. So if you're looking for engineer or producer, definitely, check them out and you will be seeing lots of them, with us, for season 2. And of course, No Limit Podcast.
No Limit Podcast. Shout out to them. You'll see some more stuff coming from them as well pertaining to the full package. And then also Create and Elevate Marketing alongside Work Hard, Play Harder. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. But yeah, again, save the date for January 11th. Virginia Beach Family Fun Experience. We're dressing nice. We're dressing fancy. And come join us for our red carpet world premiere of the full package contest. Bye.
Love y'all.